Good evening. I'm Pete Olson of the NIU Art Museum. In tonight's Art from Home video, I want to discuss a very elegant Indian miniature painting. In college, Robert Wolfe Jr. was my first art teacher and a formative influence. When I was his student, he traveled to India, where he found, among other things, the inspiration to make a series of evocative monoprints of the Taj Mahal. But that's another story. While he was gone, I took care of his horses. Side note, I'm 6'3", but was at first completely intimidated by those enormous beasts. Eventually, we reached an understanding, and I came to appreciate their personalities. They even let me sketch them if I was quick. When Mr. Wolfe returned, as a token of his appreciation, he gave me a small painting of a horse and rider. It is one of the first pieces of art I ever acquired, and to this day, it is among my greatest treasures. It's not done with watercolor, which is transparent. The medium is more like gouache, also a water-based paint, but generally more opaque. Both can be thinned with water to achieve varying stages of transparency, and sometimes making them a bit difficult to distinguish. Because it is done on paper, not canvas or board, and small in scale, about 6 inches tall and 4 inches across, some people would refer to this as a drawing rather than a painting. I say tomato, tomato. What is most important is to marvel at its beauty and the skill of the artist. About that, the artist in this case is unknown. The piece is not signed, at least not in English, and it was not sold with any documentation. Likewise, the date is also not known. What I do know is that the piece was purchased at a market in Jaipur, India, in the late 1980s. The horse and rider have been painted in a seemingly arbitrary location over a page of text hand-lettered in Urdu. Since the text is not written in a language I understand, the calligraphic marks do not signify words or ideas to me. I relate to them purely aesthetically, as mark making. Perhaps this was the only paper the artist had access to. Perhaps it was purposefully used to make the piece seem more exotic to Western tourists and collectors. Clues to interpret this mystery include the fact that the artist outlined the text with the same type of metallic gold border that surrounds the painting. This acknowledgement of the text implies that it could be included as part of the overall piece. The text continues on the verso or flip side. If the text was simply an aesthetic enhancement of the painting, why bother continuing with it on the back where it will not be seen? The way I see it, the artist repurposed an old book page worth more to him or her as a sheet of paper than as the story told by the text. By framing it so that both are visible, I am following the artist's cue and also representing the life of this piece of paper over time.